We Global Knowledge Research Foundation are thankful to all our guests who present on this platform in this unpredictable time and make this conference as success as the previous ones. Hope you will enjoy the conference and the interactive sessions. I would also like to highlight that the presenters are given 8 minutes to complete their presentation. So it is my humble request to all of you to stick on the specified time allowed. Now I would like to introduce our session chair.
ये बड़ा क्यों नहीं हो रहा है?
Dr. Devesh Kumar Srivastav. He is Professor Department of Information Technology, Manipal University, Jaipur. He has more than 8 years of teaching experience and research experience. And his area of interest are software engineering, operating system data mining, TBMS WebTech, computer architect, computer network, and technology. Welcome to the session, sir. Over to you.
Okay, good morning to everybody.
Yes, we'll go ahead with the first presentation. Shraddha is here. So, sir, with your permission, can I invite her?
Yes, you can invite. Yes, invite.
Shraddha, I am unmuting you. Please go ahead with your presentation.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Shraddha, you are.
Yeah, so good morning.
Good morning, Shraddha. Please go
Yeah,
ahead
I'm
and start.
sharing.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good morning, one and all. Today I'm going to present my all the proposed work and all the work in front of the fifth international conference ICTCS with the name is Fashion Classification and Object Detection using the CNN method. I am from the Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Institute of Engineering and Technology from the Department of Information Technology. I am Shraddha Itkare, and with the help of Dr. A.K. Mansramkar ma'am, I have done this all work presenting in front of you. These are the table of contents that I am going to cover in my presentation. Everyone knows the fashion is nothing but the everyone's craze. Clothing and culture reflects characteristics such as age, social status, lifestyle, and gender, whereas the fashion is an important descriptor identifying humans. Fashion classification facilitates the automatic annotations of the image, tags, descriptions related to the clothing with the purpose of describing most similar fashions. Indirectly, I just wanted to let you know that fashion classification is the one of the important thing in our life, and with the help of that, I'm using this clothes and assigning the annotations on the images or giving the tags over it and giving the description so that it will be very easily to recommend the clothes to the everyone. The one of the basic motivation of this proposing this method is in the online shopping has becoming the one of the most important thing in our life, getting required thing easily while watching anything. Right now we are at a home and we want to buy something new or get a clothes, so we just by clicking on the add to cart or buy now button, we just get the dress and apparels. This is the basic thing. The creating the website which will provide the best dress that suits you from the lack of different apparels is the basic thing. The problem definition is that to provide the best apparel suggestions to the people doing online shopping, to classify the best image annotations and find the most similar apparel to the input query image is the problem definition. The proposed method is I have referred the lot of I have referred almost the 17 to 18 papers. Throughout that papers I got this proposed method steps that I have imported the data set, that is the deep fashion data set, and pre-processed that data set. Why after training and testing I have extracted the lakhs of different attributes, and throughout that attributes I have applied to the VJJ architecture, and that through after that I got some feature. On the basis of that feature I have detected the image and then assign some other images, recommended the images to the person. I will show you the output. This is the basic workflow of my uh, proposed method. I have inputted this image, then after that it has taken the patch, and then it has extracted the feature, and that are passed to the classification. And then throughout the classification we have extracted the uh, more features from it, and then we have passed this object detection. And in the object detection selective search method we have taken this throughout the bounding boxes we have faced the IOU unit, and on the basis of that IOU unit we have predicted the images, that is from the which class it is a coat or it is any other thing. And then we have represented this with the IOU unit, and then we have recommended the more clothes to the person. This is the data set that I use, the DFashion large scale fashion database. DFashion contains over 8 lakh of diverse fashion images ranging from well posed shop images to the unconstrained consumer photos, consisting the largest visual fashion analysis database. DFashion is annotated with the rich information of clothing items. Each image in the dataset is labeled with the 15 categories, 1000 of descriptive attributes, and the bounding boxes and the clothing landmarks. It contains over 3 lakh of cross-post, cross-domain image pairs. This 8 lakh of dataset is diverse into the 3 different dataset, that is taste dataset, train dataset, and validation dataset. Taste dataset is used for the testing, and it is the basic dataset. It present in the 80% of the overall dataset. Train dataset is the remaining 20% dataset. It will helps to find out the predictions, and the validation is dataset is the rest of the dataset that will help in finding out in the prediction of the dataset. The selective search method that I have used, the selective search is a region proposed algorithm used in the object detection. It is designed to be fast with a very high recall. It is based on the computing hierarchical grouping of similar methods. This is the algorithm for object recognition and present variety of diversification strategies to deal with as many as images conditions as
Shraddha,
possible. Yeah,
I'm sorry to interrupt you,
yeah.
but you have last 2 minutes to conclude your presentation.
Okay. This is the data set uh, model. After the training, I got this data set, and then after the training, I got this the prediction class accuracy, and almost I got the 99% accuracy over that over the training of the data set. And this is the VJJ architecture that I have followed. We all know that we have used the VJJ 16 architecture, including the 16 layers of architecture, having the convolutional layers, pulling layers, dense layers, and there are almost hidden layers are available for getting the proper output. We have used the activation function with when dealing with classification problems. We need the softmax activation function. That activation function will is the fully connected layer immediately preceding it, and the end output of the entire neural network is the output, and the output is distribution of the probability of all candidates for the label class. This is the softmax activation function. This is used for getting the proper output, and this is the final result. When I am passing this input image A, then I get the next image with the IOU unit, and rest of the images I get from the from the recommended. If I pass this code and then I get the IOU unit with this, and rest of the code are presented in front of me for recommendation. This is the results that including the prediction model for the particular image, and the accuracy I got is 95% almost. And this is the conclusion. Me and Atima use the DFashion dataset having 8 lakh different images. Input images where pre-processed features are being extracted, and proposed method has been successfully detected the apparel from the input image. The proposed method results were experimentally verified and found appealing to use for e-commerce applications. Proposed method achieves 95% accuracy on the world's largest open source fashion dataset, and in future we are adding augmented reality so that it will be more beneficial to the users. These are the references that I have referred for making my project more and more for getting my projects more accuracies. And thank you so much. Oh, sorry, if I get more time.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Is there any
So,
queries you can ask me?
so thank you. Can you tell me from where you have to collect the data set?
So it's available open source data set. So if it is available on the website,
No,
here I have
it is
given the
authentic.
link also. Yes, sir. I have asked them. It means I
Okay.
um
What is the ratio of division of data set, like training data set, testing data set, and validation data set?
80% and 20%, sir.
80% for training data set, 20% for,
Testing.
and what for validation data set?
Rest of the extra data set I have added.
No, you have tell the ratio of 80-20 na, so you have
Yeah,
covered
yeah,
the 100% in training data set and testing data set. So what for that validation testing data set?
yeah. Okay. So it means 80% I have given to the test data set, and 8% given to the mm, 18% I have given to the training, and the rest of the 2% given to the validation.
So you're still confusing. Okay, what algorithm you have used in your work? How many algorithm?
I have used the VJJ 16 algorithm, 16 layer architecture algorithm, and then selective search algorithm, and I have applied the different algorithms. Throughout that I have continued with the selective search and VJJ 16 and the classification basic algorithms, SVN, random forest, and this.
Okay, ठीक है. Thank you very much.
Yes. Shall I stop share?
Yes,
Yes,
you
yes.
can stop and call the next participant.
Okay, sir. Uh, Manjunath Sajan.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. May I start sharing the screen?
Yes, yes.
अपने में से.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I am Manjuna Sajjan, research scholar at Rani Chennamma University, Belagavi, presenting the Python GUI for language identification in real time using FFNN and MFCC features by the help of co-author Mallamma V. Reddy, Rani Chennamma University, Belagavi, Karnataka. These are the table of content which I am going to describe in this session. Now, introduction. Phonology. Phonology, which is the branch of linguistics that deals with the system of sounds, including or excluding phonetics, within a language or between different languages. Distinct units of sound in a speech language that distinguish one word from another are called phonemes. Now, phone is the linguistic in any distinct speech sound, regardless of whether the exact sound is critical to the meaning of words. In this, we have noise. In these all phonology, phoneme, and phone, we have the noise which is unwanted sound judged to be unpleasant, loud, or disruptive to hearing. So we use the filters. Filters are a program or a section of code that is designed to examine each input or output request for certain qualifying criteria and then process or forward it accordingly. And we have feed forward neural network, which is the sub branch of uh, artificial neural network, and MFCC male frequency feature extraction for frames. We will see in detail. Now, phonology, this is the classic branch of linguistic, and it also has the branches like phonetic, phonemics, where we can find sub branches of phonetics like acoustic, auditory, and articularity. Now, some of the phoneme in phoneme are having the branches called vowels, constants, and ವ್ಯಂಜನಗಳು. Where in Kannada we have ಸ್ವರಗಳು, ವ್ಯಂಜನಗಳು, and yogavakas. When we spoke about phonemes, there will be a background noise present. It may be any one of these: physical, physiological, psychological, and semantic. We'll see in detail. Physical noise is interference that is external to both speaker and listener. And physiological noise is created by barriers within the sender or receiver. And psychological noises is a mental interference in the speaker or listener. Semantic noise is an interference created when the speaker and listener have different meaning system. To remove these noises, we may use any one of the filtering method. Those are FFT, fast Fourier transform, low pass filtering, high pass filtering, band pass filtering. In our proposed methodology, we have two different parts: training phase and testing phase. Where in training phase we use MFCC feature data extraction methods. In detail, the MFFC stands for male frequency substral coefficients, are usually employed in numerous speech identification system, which behaves as a acoustic feature vectors that removed by the help of front end of the delivered language identification. Usually, language identification technologies always find their path toward client-server applications. In some cases, the delivered speech is compressed at the time of recording, which is kept on the client server for future references. Each frame of the domain is multiplied by Hamming window and computed by Fourier transform. The required frequency resolution is achieved by wrapping the power spectrum based upon the Mel scale. Discrete cosine transformation employed to the logarithm of the band outputs responses in the raw. At the end, MFCC vector is improved along with the time derivatives. The creation of the target dataset here is supervised training of the classification model as target vector is used to label the class of the input feature vector. Hence, a target dataset was also created in order to train the artificial neural network model. The proposed work to classify the two languages, English and Hindi, becomes a binary classification problem for ANN model, where 0 is assigned to uh, English and 1 is assigned to the Hindi. In MFCC, we are extracted for each frame. We are going to assign the label like 0 and 1. 0 is for English, 1 is for Hindi. This is how target vector is created with the same number of entries as number of frames.
Sir,
In each MFCC.
sorry for the interruption,
Okay.
but you have last 2 minutes. Please try
Okay.
to conclude your presentation.
Yes. In feed for a neural network is a, as I said earlier, it's a class of ANN. In this work, the proposed FFNN was created with the help of Python model, inbuilt model, sklearn. Input of the FFN is the feature extracted from the speech sample using MFCC. Hence, there were total 12 neurons in the input layer of FFNN. feed forward neural network. Target vector contains single output corresponding to each feature vector, and hence there was only one neuron at the output layer. In this work, 200 hidden layers are used or selected. There is no specific rule to decide the number of neurons in the hidden layer. Further, logistic sigmoid activation function was used in the hidden layer neurons. Lastly, conclusion, in this work, two GUI graphical user interface were created, one for data recording for training the data and another for identifying at real time. Apart from which, machine learning model was created and trained prior to use the real-time application. The model was trained for total 2000 iterations. The confusion matrix that overall mean training accuracy of the FFNN is around 88%. Maximum likelihood algorithm has been used to compute the final classification accuracy for individual classes from the trained model. In order to test the effectiveness of the trained FFNN in language identification in real time, another Python-based GUI was created for this task. This is the Python GUI which we have created, where it has start and stop buttons for recording and play button for playing the recorded sound. And another button is there, identify language. After clicking that button, it will display which language we have spoken. For example, Hindi or English. You have, for my experience, I have spoken the Hindi while I'm taking this screenshot. So it is displaying the Hindi you have spoken in Hindi. If I spoke in English, it will display in you have spoken English. These are the references I have gone through for this work, and thank you.
So very good.
Thank you.
Just I want to know that
Yes, sir.
how you can create the data set to train the NN model.
Yes, sir. For that, we have created another GUI where we go to people for recordings by own.
What you have recorded?
Sir, हम लोग, for example, we go to different people and we request them to uh, uh, speak in different voices, in different tone. For example, अभी मैं 3 टोन में बात करता हूँ सर. फॉर एग्जांपल, नमस्कार 3 टोन में रिकॉर्ड करता हूँ सर. नमस्कार एक हाई पिच, लो पिच एंड मिड पिच में.
Okay.
ऐसे ही एक लोगों का हमने लिए सर. 20 लोगों का 3 वॉइसेस में लिए.
So what is your finding in your research?
I didn't get it, sir.
What is your finding? You have done this research here.
Yes, sir.
So what is your finding?
Sir,
आपने क्या find out किया इसमें अपने research work में?
sir, इसमें I have found that it is very difficult to identify the Indian languages because of the tone. In our North India, in North India we speak in different tone. In South India we speak in different tone. This is the very difficult task to identify the language using the computer. This is what I.
So there is any method you can troubleshoot these challenges?
The only till now I found that we have to we have to collect the more data sets, which will be a very huge amount of data set. It will take more space.
No, that is not the solution. Okay, ठीक है. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Next.
Yes. Suresh, are you there?
Okay, can I share my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Just wait a minute. Just give me a sec.
Suresh, please.
Yeah. You're able to hear me?
Yes, I can, but
Yeah.
please remember that you have 8 minutes
All
for your presentation.
Sure. Thank you. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Suresh Shankar Narayanan. I'm a professor in the School of Computing in SRM, Institute of Science and Technology. And these are my co-authors who are my BTech project students who completed the project. The title of this paper is actually like traffic management system based on vehicle density prediction using machine learning. So that's going to be the agenda of my presentation, starting with introduction, literature, proposed work, and the methodologies I've used, then the data set, results, conclusion, and future work. So when you talk about traffic, actually the road traffic, in particularly in country like India and other developing countries, there's always like it's very hard to actually manage it. The reason being, we do not have a system like what we see in developed countries like Singapore or US, where the traffic is actually high during the peak hours and low during the non-peak hours. And also with the ever increasing population, and many people are actually opting to use what is called their own transportation to commute from one place to another. Though we have metro rail, metro bus and things, still we actually opt to do that actually. Now, in today's world, actually, there has been lots of use of technologies like RFID sensors, video cameras also been used for actually managing the traffic wisely. So we don't deny that fact actually. So these systems actually work very well, wherein like where the data is actually captured and thereby actually they are able to manage the traffic efficiently. But the challenge in all this system is like, it will actually just capture the data and accordingly the traffic authorities will see and accordingly they can manage the traffic by switching the traffic lights from green to red and things like that. But there is no kind of any intelligence, meaning like there is no kind of any kind of an intelligence wherein like they take the historical data set where they will train it and accordingly actually bring in intelligence in managing the traffic. So there actually comes a solution like what is called machine learning, which is a subset of AI, where there has been some work actually where they've employed in actually predicting what is called the capacity of a multi-lane road, because a road is also can be visualized as a network like a queue length actually. So they actually try to predict what is the capacity of the multi-lane road, meaning like how much of vehicle actually can be accumulated or being actually can be hold in that particular lane. And also we can determine the amount of time the traffic signal should be green based on the vehicle density and things like that. So as I said before, in countries like India, China, and other developing like Indonesia and thing, traffic is always at the peak. So there is nothing like, it's high during the peak hour and non-peak hours actually. And it's also voluminous because of the ever increasing population actually. So more than automating the traffic management system by automating the traffic signal, finding the predicting the capacity of the multi-lane road. So we actually thought that we actually go into research wherein we try to actually predict what will be the upcoming traffic for the upcoming days or a week or things like that. That will be helpful for the traffic authorities for regulating the traffic in a particular city. So towards that, we applied a statistic analysis method called ARIMA, which is auto-regressive integrated moving average. It's a time series analysis and compared with the traditional machine learning based regression method called the least square linear regression for forecasting the upcoming traffic for the next 7 days actually for a 5-month period. And we actually compared it with in terms of error and accuracy, and we found that ARIMA actually proves much better in actually forecasting compared to the least square linear regression.
Dear professor, just go for the first slide.
Okay.
It should be here. So toward this time series analysis is compared with, not was.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
left. Okay.
Please go ahead. Yes.
Okay, now coming to the literature review actually, as I said, one of the literature actually talks about is like where a sensor is actually placed on the road and they're actually capturing the data and the data is received as actually stored in the database. So there are various agents, like as you know, intelligent agents are actually used in this work, wherein like traffic monitoring, user agents and monitor agents are actually used. And the user and the authorities are actually programmed here that will actually display the data captured and stored in the database. RFID tags were actually used for actually identifying the vehicle and the types actually. So based on this information, they were able to actually do like the maximum time that is actually required for the traffic light to change from green to red. So in another work, they actually use what is called video cameras in the major traffic junction. And for image processing, they have used the MATLAB with the libraries, and C++ a program was actually used to run the algorithm for post-processing of the images. Then there are two patents actually that comes from the US where they have actually used what is called like packet switching technology for actually managing and reducing the congestion. So again, here also they have used sensors that are actually built in the vehicle that will send information to our GSM based mobile phones actually. And these mobile devices can send update about the traffic to the server as well as to the other devices using GPRS technology. So other patent talks about having like what is called a traffic controlling device at each and every junction. And there will be this device present in the car and that will send a signal. And this would be done for every car that is actually waiting in the junction. And based on the number of signals that are actually received to and from the TCD, the traffic light signal will actually change. So then comes is like where they have used like things like AI mechanisms. So in all the previous thing, they have not used AI. Here they are actually used what is called, as I said, logistic regression method,
Sir,
specifically
you
for
have last 1 minute to conclude your presentation.
Okay. So these are literature review. So for a proposed work, actually, I'll just go. We have used LSLR, least square linear and auto regressive mechanism. So the data set we have used is we couldn't get an Indian traffic data sets actually. So we actually obtained a 4-year data set from Auckland government website, which is an authenticated one. Okay. And the data set was actually giving what is called not exactly what we want, a count actually, the traffic count along with the count of vehicles on the roads for actually like 5-day average density traffic as well as a 7-day average density traffic. That is from Monday to Friday as well as Monday to Sunday. So for ensuring that we had to do a traffic analysis, the time series analysis. So what we did was like we took a monthly analysis by averaging the 7-day ADT by consolidating for every month actually and averaging it to get a single value for a particular month. So then we applied what is called an ARIMA method. So in ARIMA, what we do is like in order to apply ARIMA, first we have to make the time series stationary. So we have to do what is called a 7-day moving average here. And then we actually decompose the signal where we'll get what is called the trend and the error. And then we applied what is called the auto-regressive integrated moving average, a model actually. So based on the model built actually, what we did was we had the data from January 2013 to December 17. So we took the data only from January 2013 to July 2017 and developed the model. Then the test data that we gave was from July 17 to December 17. And based on that, when we actually plotted, we got an error, which is actually for LSLR was about like, if you look at it, the linear regression, the mean absolute percent error was 28%. And for ARIMA is actually 15%. Based on that, which is 100 minus the MAPE, actually, that will give me the accuracy, where the accuracy was about 85.4% for ARIMA. So the end result here is what we are trying to say here is like, rather than automating the traffic and regulating the traffic congestion based on multi-lane road, it's very important that we forecast how much is the traffic density for the upcoming days. And that will be helpful for the authorities actually to manage the traffic wisely, particularly in countries where we don't have proper lane systems and things like that. Actually, it's actually coming, I don't deny that, but still, like, you know, our traffic is always very voluminous compared to other developed countries actually. So in future, the same system can actually be extended with better data sets and things, also for regulating the traffic congestion by applying other deep learning methods like LSTM and things like that. Any questions or anything, please?
Yes, thank you, Professor. Nice work.
Thank you, sir.
I just would like to suggest you,
Yeah.
you have to apply some more model, because if you have to compare only two model, then such type of work is not more suitable. I think so. You have to apply more model.
Yeah, you finish it, sir. Then I will tell
my suggestion.
Yeah, I agree with you. But the problem, what happened was this data set actually, if you look at it, it did not have that huge amount of data set. It did not have that huge amount of data set to go for deep learning or neural network based. I completely agree with you. That's why we actually stuck with what is called statistical analysis. So that's why we actually, I completely take your suggestion. And we actually
Professor, thank you, Professor. Professor Sancheti is the Vice Chancellor in your university.
Yeah.
Earlier,
university, I also
He knows me very well.
Yeah,
we are still in the communication with you. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for your presentation, Suresh sir.
Thank you.
Before we are move forward to our next presentation, I would like to announce our another session chair, who is Dr. Shyam Akase. Sir, welcome to the session. Dr. Shyam Akase is
Thank
Dean.
you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, he is Dean in RD Department, ITM University. He has more than 10 years of teaching experience. He has authored and co-authored more than 150 research papers in peer-reviewed international and national journals and conferences as well. Welcome to the session once again, sir.
Good morning, Dr. Shyam Aske.
Thank you.
Myself is Professor Devesh Kumar, met in
Sir,
Thailand.
good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Srivastav ji,
How are
good
you?
morning. कैसे हैं आप?
बढ़िया बढ़िया बहुत अच्छे हैं.
Sir, I know, sir. I know, Devesh sir, I know. Once again, yeah, please,
Okay.
yeah, Devesh ji, please
हाँ,
continue.
डॉक्टर श्याम जी, बट विवेकानंद तिवारी रहे नहीं.
Oh my God, oh my God.
कोविड से चले गए, बहुत अफसोस की बात है. चलिए
Oh
फिर
my
करेंगे
God.
बाद में, है ना? हाँ, बहुत.
Yeah, please, sir.
हाँ, go ahead with the session.
Yeah, please. Next presenter, please.
Yes, Shravan Engineer.
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, is my screen?
Yes, it is visible. Please
Okay.
go ahead with your presentation. And
Okay.
keep in mind you have just 8 minutes to complete your presentation. Last 2 minutes for QA
Okay.
or
Thank
for
you.
any query.
Okay. Good morning, one and all. I am Shravan Engineer from SEPT University, Ahmedabad, and my research topic was digital payments and Indian perspective, which was guided by Dr. Gayatri Doctor. I have divided my presentation into introduction, my research statement, the smart city mission, and my case cities. Starting off with the introduction, the Indian Payments and Settlements Act of 2007 defines digital payments as a transfer of funds that is initiated by way of instruction from an individual and authorization from the bank to debit or credit funds through an electronic means. And if we look at the global outlook, the sector is projected to grow at a pace of 12.7% CAGR, while India is projected to grow at a pace of 20.2%, which is much faster than US, UK, China, and Japan. Major contributing factor to this rapid pace can be attributed to the Digital India initiative implemented in 2015, which had three major pillars to itself. First being making the digital infrastructure a core utility for every citizen. Second, providing governance and services on demand. And third, empowering the citizens digitally.
एक गिलास पानी पिलाओ, ठंडा नहीं नॉर्मल.
The revolution in India in the digital payment sector was also preceded by numerous steps taken by the government right from the 70s and 80s, with the issuance of debit and credit cards to 2016, where the demonetization drive took place. Moving on to my research statement, the aim was to understand the types of technologies implemented, and secondly, to explore the use of the same in the smart cities of Ahmedabad and Rajkot. While the objective of the study was to gauge the impact of these instruments and their usage, the methodology was divided into two phases. First was the desk study and the extensive literature review. And second was exploring the use of these technologies by visiting the case cities. Before we begin with our case cities, it is important to understand the Smart City mission. So the Smart City mission was launched on 25th June 2015 with an aim to drive economic growth and improve quality of life by undertaking local area development and harnessing technology, especially the ones which lead to smart outcomes. The mission can be divided into two focus areas. First being the area-based development, which is city improvement, city renewal, and city extension. And second, the pan-city development, which is implementing smart solutions to the existing infrastructure in the city. So there were 8 major features of a smart city, which my focus area was on applying smart solutions to infrastructure and services. So the payments ecosystem in the country can be divided into 7 categories. First being your identity, your Aadhaar and your username. Second being your devices, your computer, mobile phones, or your wearables. Third being the payment instruments, the UPI, mobile wallets, credit cards. Fourth being the payment facilitation, how it can be facilitated. The authorization methods is a password, OTP, PIN. The payment core, which is the banking account, wallet limits, or your limit on your credit cards. And finally, the payment gateways, that is your mobile application or the swipe machine, sorry, payment system. So yeah, all these missions and initiatives have been backed by continuous support from the government by way of subsidies, incentives, digital literacy drives, and creating a robust payments infrastructure, which can be seen in the data from October 2016 to May 2018, where the volume and value of digital transactions rose almost 170% and 65% respectively. Uh, sorry. Uh, when we dive deeper into the modes of digital payments used, Beam UPI is the Beam UPI, which is the government's own unified payments interface, had logged in the highest growth amongst all the other modes of payments when compared between fiscal year 2018-19 and fiscal year 2019-20. Yeah. So keeping these learnings in mind, we move on to our first case city, which is Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad, the seventh largest metropolis of India, was amongst the first 20 smart cities in India that was selected. One of the projects of the smart city was to drive up the usage of digital payments to pay taxes to the corporation. And the city offered a 2% rebate on online payments during the year 2018-19. And in turn, it collected its highest revenues in the recorded history. When we look at online versus offline collection of property tax and professional tax for the second week of February, so this is just 1 week of data that I have here, almost 8.5% of property tax and 1.1% of professional tax were collected digitally. And when we look further, into the breakup of the mediums used to pay taxes, the online quick payment gateway of the corporation's website and the mobile application were the most used at 84%. Moving on to my second case city, which is Rajkot. Rajkot is the fourth largest city of the state of Gujarat and was selected in the third round of smart cities in 2017. Just like Ahmedabad, the citizens of Rajkot can pay their bills online via the corporation's website and mobile application. When we look at the data from April 2019 to June 2019, which is 3 months worth of data, the total collection made through digital modes stood at 25 CR with an average transaction of 4,300 INR. Breaking down the collections into modes received from, debit card and net banking are the highest, which is then followed by credit cards and the other modes. So these other modes of payments include all your UPI payments, your wallet payments, and your ITZ card. Data of property tax collection of Rajkot indicated that on an average, 22% of the collection were through electronic means. And there was also an instance from July 2018 to November 2018 where the Rajkot Corporation had implemented a Paytm gateway for their bus service. So that data was also there. But after that, they discontinued the service. In conclusion, keeping in view the present times of COVID, people shifting to smartphones and cheap data, the penetration as well as the usage of digital modes of payments are projected to increase substantially. But as is the case with introduction of new technologies, the number of cases registered under the cyber frauds have also gone up. Citizens will have to be cautious in adopting new modes of payments, and government will have to ramp up its efforts against cyber frauds and educate the citizens regularly. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you.
So thank you, engineer. You are delivering a very good presentation related to the form of my question is it this digital payment. There are so many cyber crimes to be going on.
Yes, sir.
How to avoid this cyber crime? Can you elaborate?
Sir, I haven't dived deeper into it, but from the basic understanding, I would say that it is very, these technologies are relatively new to the people. So as UPI is just, I guess, 2 or 3 years old. And there have been crimes reported wherein, people are told to scan a QR and then suddenly their funds are diverted to someone else's bank account. So all these things have been very prevalent and very common nowadays. And I guess this is the reason where people don't understand how to use the technologies and they start using it, and that's where the problem arises.
Yeah. Now this is true. This is true. But there may be so many user friendly apps which may design so that people can easily understand. Have you in a position for your objective of the papers? Have you in a position? can you extend your work in development of the apps and easiest way to do the payment?
I can look into it definitely,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
the objectives will change then after, because my motto or my objective was to gauge the impact of consumer to government payments. So that is just the property tax, professional tax, and all the other taxes that are paid to the corporation.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's it from my side. If anyone in the audience, if you ask any question, please.
Sir, no questions, sir.
Yeah, please, please. Thank you. Thank you. Next. Thank you very much, engineer.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, sir.
Yes, next presentation.
Our next presentation is from Ashwini Mane. Ma'am, please start your presentation.
Good morning, one and all. My name is Ashwini Mane. I am pursuing PhD from Vishwakarma University, Pune. And my paper name is Private Cloud Configuration using...
Ma'am, you have to share your screen.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, 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 ma'am. Please go ahead.
So my topic is private cloud configuration using Amazon Web Services. So my content of the paper this paper gives an outline of the private cloud and its open source setup tools comparison, and also clarifies the steps of virtual private cloud arrangement utilizing Amazon Web Services. So this cloud computing is everywhere now. National Institute of Standards and Technology defined cloud computing as a model for enabling ubiquitous, convenient, on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources that can be rapidly provisioned and released within minimal management effort or service provider interaction. Then there are different deployment models for the cloud. Public cloud is a computing model which is owned and operated by third-party cloud service provider. The computing resources like servers and storage are made available for public over internet through service providers. Here, using the browsers, the users can access the services of that public cloud. And the private cloud is a computing model that offers a proprietary environment dedicated to a single business entity or organization. This private cloud provides extended virtualized computing resources via physical components stored on premises or at vendor's data center. And the third one is the hybrid cloud, which is the combination of public cloud and the private cloud. And it is very powerful as it gives businesses more deployment options, security and compliance, and helps to optimize existing infrastructure and greater control over their private data. The next is the community cloud. So this community cloud refers to a shared cloud computing service that is targeted to a limited set of organizations. So if many of the organizations are working together on a same project and they want to share the resources, then the community cloud is the best option for them. But in this community cloud, generally the security, privacy and performance compliance requirements are same for all the users. Then there are different computing service models which forms the cloud computing stack called as IaaS. IaaS stands for infrastructure as a service. With IaaS, vendor or cloud provider can rent IT infrastructure such as servers and virtual machine networks, operating systems based on the how much use user has made. Accordingly, the user has to pay to the service provider. Then the platform as a service is a service that supplies hardware and software tools available over internet. For example, on-demand environment for developing, testing, delivering, and managing software applications is easily made available. So it becomes very easy for developers to quickly create a web or a mobile application without any concern of setting up or managing underlying infrastructure of servers, networks, and the databases needed for the development. Then
Ashwani, change your screen. Ashwani, please change your screen. Your screen is not movable. Yes.
Yes, sir. I am explaining the content on the third slide
Okay.
only.
Okay. Go ahead.
Then the third, okay, sir. Third one is the serverless computing. So serverless computing is a method which provides backend services on an as-used basis. It focuses on building app functionality by allowing users to write and deploy code without the hassle of worrying about the underlying infrastructure and managing the servers continuously. Whenever there are big projects, they need more memory. They want to make use of the servers, so the developer don't have to take care of the servers. Simply they can use the serverless computing and they can deploy their application, or they can see the run program executing on the servers which are remotely located at the service provider. Then the SaaS is a software as a service. It's a software distribution model in which a service provider hosts and manages software applications for customers and makes them available over the internet. So here cloud provider also carries the responsibility of upgrading the software and their security. Now this is an on-demand and subscription basis method. So users can connect to the applications with the help of the web browsers. So these are the some of the parameters using which I have made the comparison of the different deployment models in terms of the security, user control, maintenance, workload, virtualization, reliability, cloud busting, etc. Then these are some of the tools which I have referred for, which can be used for the implementation of the clouds. So the first tool I have studied is the Eucalyptus. This Eucalyptus allows organizations to easily migrate apps and data to build private or hybrid cloud environments. And it is compatible with the Amazon Web Services. Eucalyptus is an open source cloud computing platform for installing private and hybrid cloud. It has main components as cloud controller, cluster controller, storage controller, VMware broker, and node controller. Here the cloud controller acts as a web-based administrative interface to query other components for any request and information. It manages the virtual resources in the cloud infrastructure.
Ashwini ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
please conclude your presentation.
Okay, so these are the another tools, OpenStack, OpenNebula, and the CloudStack. So they are also providing the facility for the users to make use of all the ubiquitous and computing powers, so that using these services, so the user can create their different applications without any hassles. And according to the user's requirement only, they have to pay to the cloud service provider. And there is one more advantage, that all the security issues will be handled by the service provider. So again, I have made the comparison between different these configuration tools, so that the researcher will be, it will help the researchers to choose among the different configuration tools which are readily available. And in my assignment, I have created the virtual private cloud. So in this virtual private cloud, I have created two instances. One is the public one and the another is the private one, using the EC2 of the Amazon Web Services. And I have run the static application, HTML application on public instance, and I tried to access it through the internet, and they successfully whatever code I have wrote in the index.html, that static page was available. So in this way, I tried to deploy my instance, public instance, on the virtual private cloud, which is the custom cloud, which I have created using the Amazon Web Services. So previously I tried it with the different configuration tools, but for each of the different configuration tools, there are the different system requirements. So finally I got the solution with the Amazon Web Services with minimum system requirements. I implemented my virtual private cloud and successfully deployed one instance on that, and I can access that through the internet. So the conclusion is, it's a virtual private cloud is a protected and secure route for organizations looking to migrate towards the cloud. And the virtual private cloud gives a more elevated level of administration level understanding, empowering cloud benefits consistently accessible to the cloud. So this paper will assist the researchers choosing a fitting stage by understanding the qualities and restrictions of every stage depending on their necessity, and furthermore talks about the means for production of private cloud utilizing Amazon Web Services. So this is from my side.
Yes, Ashwini ma'am, you are given a very good presentation. But my question is that, can you elaborate me what exactly the phenomena of hybrid cloud? Hello.
Hybrid cloud, in the hybrid cloud, yes, sir. Am I audible now?
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. In hybrid cloud, some of the things will be located at the user's site. So it is a combination of the public cloud and the private cloud, right? So we can take the example our bank applications. So bank applications are connected with the application that is designed at the center level. So all the banks such as HDFC, all the banks are connected with the banking portal. So that is the private one for them. But as a user, I'm going to access that private network using the public service which is made available through the browser. So I can log into the my bank application using the web browser also. So this is the example of the hybrid cloud, where some part is the private one and the some part is the public one.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
So
Now it is.
Ashwini, can you tell me, do you heard about the Docker cloud?
Yes, sir. I heard about the Docker cloud. So, which will it is nothing but the serverless computing. So, which will instead of using the servers, the copies of the databases will be maintained on the Docker.
No, but it is also maintained in the through the VM also. So how Docker platform is helpful to provide the computing capacity of the application over than cloud applications? Can you tell me if you have heard?
Yes, sir. I have very little bit knowledge of the Docker, so I won't be able to explain it
So
in detail.
this is the advanced version of the virtual machine replacement. So it is my suggestion that you can read. There is a lot of the scope in the Docker cloud if you have worked. Second
Okay.
question is how you can secure your virtual private cloud, whatever you have developed.
For creation of my virtual private cloud, I have made use
Then
of the
how you can
Amazon Web.
secure? How you can secure? What about the security of
Yes.
the virtual private
Uh,
cloud?
so as I have used Amazon Web Services, the AWS itself has given me the security, because while creating the virtual private cloud, I have created the security groups and I have attached my private cloud to those security groups. So, but that security group is the service provided by the AWS itself. So here I didn't do anything for providing the security to my virtual private cloud. It is originally coming from the AWS service provider. But
No,
my future is based
during
on that.
during that
I'm
during that time when you have to build up a virtual private cloud, and that time a attacker can attack on that VM, how you can
yes.
secure and ensure that our virtual private cloud is much secure? There is anything?
So that is my future work, sir. Actually, my domain is security itself. So my motto will be to make use of the blockchain technology to provide the security in the cloud computing.
Okay,
So
thank you
I'm
very much. Because the time limitation, I don't like to give more question. So I just want to call the next participant. Thank you.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Our next participant is Soumya. Ashwini ma'am, please stop your screen sharing. Yes, Soumya ma'am. You can
Good
go ahead
morning.
with your
Good morning to all. I'll be sharing. One second. My screen is visible, sir.
Yeah. Please zoom it.
Yes.
Good morning to all. Myself Soumya HN. I'm a research scholar. I'm doing my pursuing PhD under VT University, and I'm working in Nitya Meenakshi Institute of Technology. And my co-author is Dr. S. Sajita, who is an associate professor in MSRIT. And today I'm presenting my paper that is a study on deep learning predictive models in healthcare. Actually, it is a review paper. Here are the contents: introduction, predictive analytics, overview of deep learning models, applications of deep learning in healthcare, summary, conclusion, and references. In spite of large amount of data available today, the healthcare is facing new challenges to automatically detect and diagnose diseases. And artificial intelligence and deep learning are gaining a lot of attention and revolutionized our several industries such as retail, finance, travel, manufacturing, healthcare, and so on. Healthcare is one such industry which is implementing the technologies and to find solutions which are changing the shape of healthcare. And healthcare organizations have developed an interest on how these technologies can support them to reduce cost and improve efficiency. Since health is a major priority, medical experts and professionals are trying to find ways to implement these technologies to provide best results. Uh, Next, we'll see what is predictive analytics. It's a branch of statistics, has the ability to predict the future events and behavior of variables by analyzing current and historical data. And predictive analytics is increasing its applications in manufacturing, marketing, cybersecurity, crime prevention, fraud detection, health informatics, and bioinformatics. The healthcare sector is becoming the key beneficiary of predictive analytics and has gained widespread adoption over the past few years. And these are some of the benefits and risks associated with predictive analytics in healthcare. Benefits are improving efficiencies for operational management of healthcare business, accuracy of diagnosis and treatment in personal medicine, increased insights to enhance coherent treatment. And the risks are fast phase of technology and impact on decision making processes, moral hazard and human intervention points with the machine, and then lack of regulation and algorithm bias and privacy issues. And next, we are over in this paper, we are overviewed or outlined the deep learning predictive models, different deep learning predictive models like deep neural networks, convolutional neural networks, and recurrent neural networks, restricted Boltzmann machine, and deep belief network, and deep autoencoders. Next, we overviewed some of the applications of deep learning in healthcare. These are the that is deep learning is playing a vital role in healthcare industry to assist medical professionals and researchers to discover the hidden knowledge in data. Deep learning is helping doctors and health professionals to predict and diagnose diseases like cancer, tuberculosis, heart disease, brain tumor, diabetes, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and multiple diseases in treating patients in a better way, thus resulting in taking better medical decisions. And some of the few use cases of deep learning are deep learning is used in medical imaging, in medical imaging research community. Medical imaging is becoming in deep learning as showing outstanding performance. Deep learning has showed promising results in automatic detection of diabetic retinopathy, and deep learning also showed excellent results in detecting breast cancer. And if you consider in genome analysis, in genome analysis, it has helped doctors to diagnose and treat patients fast and accurate. It's applied genomics for deep learning is applied in genomics for cancer diagnosis, public health, and functional improvement. And deep learning is also used in chronic disease diagnosis, like detection and diagnosis of chronic diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and coronary health disease. And this is a summary of applications of deep learning in healthcare, their results, and the papers referred. It is used in diabetic retinopathy, and here the sensitivity they got in paper 10 and 15 is 96 and 93.9. And breast cancer and detection of breast cancer and diagnosis, they used deep convolutional neural networks and convolutional neural networks, and it has showed accuracy of 90% and
Soumya ma'am, sorry
accuracy
for the
of
interruption,
yes, ma'am.
but because of the time limitation, you have last 2 minutes for your presentation. Please.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, this is a summary. It's showing the different applications of deep learning in healthcare. And finally, conclusion. In this paper, we outline a different deep learning models and its applications in healthcare in different area. Even though deep learning is still in its early stages, it has shown substantial results compared to traditional machine learning techniques. It also showed better results for applications than healthcare professionals in some areas. In some areas, it helped doctors and patients in the early and fast detection and diagnosis of various chronic diseases. Since there is a limitation of data availability, the research is in some areas is still in process. Deep learning techniques can be applied for more number of applications in every area of our healthcare where human interpretation will be difficult, like in remote areas, we can use it. Finally, we conclude that with the help of deep learning predictive models, diagnosis of diseases becoming smarter and faster. As a future work, we would like to apply deep learning algorithms by considering a case study. We want to apply to our future study or problem statement. We want to apply any of the techniques mentioned. These are the references. Thank you.
So thank you very much,
Yes.
Soumya. I just
Thank
would
you.
to ask, what is deep learning and how it will change the effects of the healthcare? What is deep learning and how it will change the effect of the healthcare?
Uh, 1 second. Okay, deep learning is an emerging subfield of machine learning, which is based on artificial neural networks. It has come to the foreground as a way to overcome the limitations of artificial neural networks. In these networks, data is passed through multiple layers, and each layer uses output from its previous layer to generate the results. Deep learning models can give...
Soumya,
yes.
instead of reading the text, can you just give me brief what is the deep learning and how it will affect on the healthcare, just as a summary of your research work.
Actually, it is based on artificial neural networks. Since here data will be the output from each stage will be taken as an input to the next stage. So the since the feedback from the previous stage is taken as an input to the next stage, it will help in predicting or diagnosing diseases, or any results will be more accurate in this case. The deep learning will give more accurate results than any of the machine learning or any of the techniques. Since the data is traversed multiple times, the output from one layer will be taken as an input to the another layer. Like we'll get the feedback from, for example, in this, we'll have a weights updating. We'll be updating the weights. So we'll check the previous stage, and that stage, if the feedback from the previous stage will be taken as an input to the next stage to improve the to get the accurate results.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
My suggestion to Soumya, madam, please concentrate one of the application as you mentioned in the summary for the healthcare. It may be in the form of cancer, or it may be in the
Yes,
surgery.
sir. Actually, we are using. Sir,
then your work will be up to the mark. Otherwise, if you just to concentrate the review paper and review, it may be not to be applicable, because there is a large number of research to be going on in every healthcare based diagnosis.
yes, sir.
This
Yes,
is
sir.
my suggestion to you, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are you.
Okay. Thank you.
In our case
Thank you.
study.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your presentation. Our last presentation is from Dr. Rahman.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Is it visible? My screen is visible?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Which is called Dengue Fever Prediction. And the paper ID is 372. And my other members are like Shanano, Mr. Omar Farouk, and Farhan Shamin Tithi. And so,
can you zoom your application? Zoom your screen.
Sure. Okay. So here is my introduction. Dengue is one of the most dangerous malady caused by dengue fever germ, which is infected by AIDS. And actually, if you can early detect dengue, that the mortality rate is less than 1%. And if you can detect the mortality rate like in a severe position, then it will be 2 to 5%. The mortality rate is 2 to 5%. But if you cannot detect as it early and it is as untreated, then it will be more than 20 to 25% the mortality rate. So it is very severe problem here, like country like Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, like developing countries. And how we now the second part is data collection processing, and we have used lots of algorithm to collect data. Like we go to the hospitals and we meet with doctors for collecting data and to categorize the question, that what types of question we will ask. So categorical feature and factoring. Categorical feature and factoring is the most important part for us because of for visualization, and like we have doing it like age group and others, age group and temperature group. So I mean the body temperature groups. So that is really important for us to do that and for visualizing the data. And we have used lots of techniques to lots of techniques to detect the dengue fever. Like we have used decision tree and classification and regression algorithm, few of classification and regression algorithm. And lastly, I will talk about the classification and regression. So here is the methodology we have used. Firstly, we have collect the data and split it in two sectors. One is train data and test data. And then what we did, like the selection the columns, that which will be the output columns and which will be the input columns. And then we have sent it to the several machine learning algorithms. Some of them are regression, some of them are classification algorithms. So then we have also used cross validation model, and then we have sent it to the train model, and we scored the model and evaluate the model. This is the methodology we have used to in our system. So here is the algorithm description. I'm going to talk about the two boosted decision tree, which is used like one tree decide the another tree. Like in the first tree, if there is an error, the second tree will solve that error, and the third tree will solve the second tree error. So this is the process of two boosted decision tree. And we have finally we have selected the two boosted decision tree because of we have got 96% accuracy in two boosted decision tree algorithm. And we have also used several algorithms like two-class bias point machine learning, multi-class decision forest, and a tree regression. And we have also used cross validation for validate our machine learning model, how skilled our model is, and how it performed. For decided that we have used cross validation. Here is our cross validation and the two boosted decision tree algorithm outputs, that what we have got. Like in the first, in the first fold number, we have got about 97% accuracy, and so on. Tenfold decision tree. So what we have done here is like the 10 times we have trained it 10 times. That means we have divided the data in 10 several data sets, and then we have trained it like we have trained the first 9 data sets and compared with the 10th number, and so on. So we have like 10 times we have tested, so we can get the accurate results from it. And we have also see the histogram data set there. And here what we have finds from this, the most important thing we have find is the age from 5 to 10 is the most vulnerable for infected by infected by dengue fever. So dengue is more vulnerable for 5 to 10 years. The most people have been died first a few years, or first about most of the patients are from age to 5 to 10 years, what we have collected from our data sets. And then the secondly is 10 to 15 years, and it's like whenever age is increasing, then it's going down. That's our the major finding we have found in our research papers while we are researching. And here is our two boosted decision tree evaluation results, like accuracy, recall, precision, and F1 score threshold as well. And lastly, I want to show the reference of our papers like what we have written here. And thank you. If there is any question, please.
Can you elaborate me what are the applications for your objective of the paper?
Yeah, there are lots of application. Like firstly, we are now applying it in many hospitals that for like screening as a screening tools. Like before the patient comes to hospital, they just answer this few questions in a mobile application. Like we have that mobile application right now. So after that, mobile will tell you that you are infected by COVID-19. I mean, infected by dengue or not. If you are infected by dengue, then the doctor will talk to you, or you can contact with the doctor.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Any questions from the audience?
No, sir, no questions for us.
Then no questions. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. Before we are end our session, I would like to thank all of you.
Ma'am, is it over? For presentation is over from all the delegates in the session
Yes, yes,
5B?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How
Yes,
many papers is presented from this session? Can you suggest me
yes.
so that I
Seven.
can?
Yes, 7 is present in this session.
7 sessions. Yes. Okay.
7 papers, sir. In this.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And that I
Please
think
give me
8 is.
2 minutes
Yeah.
for the closing remarks.
Yeah.
I sincerely thank our researchers for their excellent presentation contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this information conference. I hope this session was informative and knowledgeable as well. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates, payment receipt, thank you letter through mail within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have already forwarded to the Springer for publication process. The publication will be live within 4 to 5 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of ICTCS during this tenure. I also thank our session chair,
Thank you.
Dr. Devesh Kumar Srivastav and Dr. Shyam Akase for chairing this session. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable appearance.
I also thanks to all the participants, those who are across the globe. They have presented the research paper in the session of 5B in the conference of ICTCS 2020.
Yes.
I hope they also enjoy and knowledge is to be shareable. I also thanks Dr. Devesh Srivastav ji and Amit Joshi ji for organizing such a good conference for providing the good platform to the researchers. Thank you very much from my side.
So thank you to everybody who is the participant for the ICTS 2020 5th International Conference, which is organized at the Jaipur, which is digitally possible to COVID-19.
Small greetings for both of you, sir. Devesh Kumar Srivastav and Shyam Akase. Thank you for your humble and kind appearance, sir.
Okay.
It is mean a lot for us, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks for your remarkable support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Before we all go out from the session or left out from the session, I request all of you to turn on your camera.
We three are turn on the camera.
All of you, please.
All participants kindly turn on.
Please turn your camera so I can take a quick snapshot for memory, a glimpse of ICTCS 2020. I request all of you to turn on your camera. Ashwini ma'am, please turn on your camera. Give me a big smile of yours so I can take it. as a memory. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you. Have a good day to all of you and best wishes from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hope we will meet in person in 2021. Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
Can you close the session?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.